welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm working on a project life spread. But before we get started, I just want to share with you a tip that I use when I am behind. So right now I am 3 weeks behind in my album. I had a lot going on and I don't like to get behind in my project life album because I feel like once you start letting yourself get behind, you kind of fall into the habit. So what I will do is I will still do my normal process on Photoshop and I will just have all my pieces sitting in my album. So here is week 13. I have my cards printed and my photos are here. Here's one physical card that I'm using. And this is for week 13. For week 14, I have the same thing. I have all of my cards printed here. Here's some ephemera that I wanted to use. I have some chipboard that I'm using, some chipboard that I want to use. These I'm planning on using. Here's another piece of ephemera that I have. Here are some other little details I want to use. My notes from the week. We have for the next week. Here is some more ephemera I wanted to use. These I'm just holding in here. This is something that I wanted to use, and then my notes for my week. So a good way to stay organized is just having everything in your album so that when you find time to create, you can just get going. You have all of your embellishments, at least most of it. You have all of your cards, all of your photos, and things like that. So I have a lot going on for week 14, so I'm gonna skip week 13 and move right on to week 14 while it's all fresh in my brain. Ideally, I would have done the same thing for week 15, but Alita's taking a nap right now, and I really want to get week 14 done so I can get back into that process of creating. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video. Okay friends, so that was a nice introduction. I don't get to come to you live very often, but Alina was sleeping, so I thought I'd take advantage. So, as you know, I'm currently behind and we are trying to play catch up. So, right now what I'm doing is I'm getting all of my cards and all of my pictures cut up. And this week I don't have a Photoshop tutorial of what I did because I was so behind. Like literally most of these cards are just journaling. There's no fancy technique, there's nothing special that I did. There wasn't anything I felt like I hadn't already covered, and I didn't feel like I can bring any value to the situation. I know there's this one lady, I think her name is Karen, I want to say Kim, her handle is Joy in the 5th grade, and I know she looks forward to my Photoshop walkthroughs, and I do have another one coming, but this one I just decided to skip. So right now what I'm doing, my mother-in-law sent us over some gifts from Egypt, and she had this, she wrote my husband's name on the packaging, and I just wanted to say that because I feel like that would have been something that he would appreciate years down the line. So I definitely wanted to get that in. Then right now I had some chipboard and some physical embellishments that I wanted to use. So right now I'm just getting those cut on. Some of these things I'm going to wind up not using. So Alina had nap time and she napped really good, but I just had so many things going on. Like I said, I was behind. I hadn't been creating for quite some time, so I wanted to do everything. I wanted to pull out my stamps. As you can see on the side, I have like a thick stack of stamps, and I'm gonna cut some of this out because you don't need to see me stamping, but I stamped for quite a while. Like the unedited version of this video is about 1.5 hours. She had a really good nap and I took advantage. So I'm going to stamp some things out. I'm gonna go through a bunch of different stamp sets and stamp a bunch of things out, and I'm going to use these basically as embellishments. So because I hadn't been creating for quite some time, I really wanted to dive back into my stash and use up a lot of things. Right on the side you see my Stampin' Up I don't even know what it's called, but it's from Stampin' Up, and it's what I use to clean my stamps. So it comes with a spray, and then one side is wet and then one side is dry. This is my favorite method that I have ever used for cleaning my stamps. I find that when I was using the stamp chamois, like the little blue cloth, I would forget to wet it before. I'm wetting it in the middle, the water is getting everywhere, but this is like so crisp, so clean. It's just so simple to use. So, and it cleans my stamps very well. I will say, even the archival ink, if you do it right away, it doesn't stain your stamps. So I'm going to be linking that below. Next up, I just have a couple of titles that needed to be stamped on a couple of cards, so I'm gonna get that done. And then I have these little cards here that I created that just there was a space at the bottom, so I'm just using one of my Cocoa Daisy stamp sets to find something to fill in the bottom of these two. And then I'm gonna get started putting everything together. So I'm trying to figure out the placement of these cards, and I really do have a lot going on. So this week 15, covers a full week in April plus 2 extra days. And it was the start of Ramadan, so I have a lot of food pictures. I have a lot of what's going on during Ramadan. We weren't really doing much, but I just have like this picture of my messy desk is just me saying, like, you know, I didn't have energy to do things, and then what we did during Ramadan, and also trying to capture the week. So I had a lot that I wanted to share in this week, but I was limited on my space. So I actually wind up creating an insert, and this week is going to be super simple. I actually have it open in front of me. It looks like a lot going on, but really I kept the embellishments very, very simple. I wanted to use up most of the things that I had cut out, most of the things that I had stamped, and just get it done so I can move on to the next week. So while I'm getting this together, this is when I decide that there's definitely going to have to be an insert, because I had a couple of more things that I wanted to put in here, and then I even got rid of some things from here. I just had a ton of things going on. Okay, so the video is almost over, and now that I'm done fussing with that and the placement of everything, I am going to start doing my final embellishments, and then you'll have some pictures at the end. So first, I want to wish everybody who celebrates a very happy Ramadan. I know it's the end of Ramadan, but I know that you understand that I did not have the energy to really do anything, crafting, editing, or anything else like that. For everyone who celebrates Easter and Passover, I hope you had a very happy holiday, and I will be back in just a couple of days with week 15 and 16, a Photoshop walkthrough, and my process video for that. So I hope everyone is having a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.